Hi everyone in chat, and hi to those of you that watch this back. This is Saturday's live stream. Hi everyone. Hold on, let's make the chat bigger so I can see. Hi Desiree, hi Lou, hi Bobs. So we started this on our other stream, which was on Thursday, and this is part 2. This is from, for those of you that didn't join this the first time, this is from the Halloween special by Colouring Heaven magazine, which is over on Anthem Publishing. Hi Susie, hi Pamela. Hiya. Hi Ian, hi everyone. Huge welcome. So today, yes, we're going to be doing part 2 of this. Hi Charlotte. So if you're watching this on playback, I spend 5 minutes just saying hello to everyone in chat. If you are watching this on playback, you can also follow along on the live chat. If you click the live chat option, you will be able to read back. Thank you so much. Hi Leslie, hi Loretta, hi Dar, hi Pickle. Oh, you finished there already. Hi Di. I'm sorry to hear about your pain. You get comfortable. You do it how you need to do it. So huge hello everyone. So we might have to, hi Diana. Just gonna have to fiddle a little bit with the lighting and see what we can do. Oh, 1 minute guys. 1 minute. I might have to just, I think that will be okay so it doesn't wash out. Yeah, so this is the last page in the Colouring Heaven magazine. Hi Elizabeth, hi Randy. Hi everyone. Happy weekend to you all. So I've got my cup of tea. How is everyone today? I hope you're all very, very well. Hi, Mum. Hiya, Teresa. Hey, Katrina. Hi, Kenneth. Hi, everyone that's coming in. I'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll just dive on in there to the colouring. So we're using polychromos for this one. And I'm going to try and do the entire thing, bar in the background, in the polys. And we'll see how we get on with that, because I haven't used my polys in a while, and I thought this will be great. Oh, is it his birthday today, Susie? First birthday. Hi, Becca. Hiya, everyone. Oh, happy birthday to your little grandson. You got your book. What, this one, Elizabeth? You got a rude awakening at 8 a.m. with the fire department. Neighbours partially burned out, trailer for training. Oh no. Oh, I hope you relax now, Loretta. Just take it easy for the rest of the day. She still looks like she had a bad hair appointment. I went to Morrison's for her outfit, and no, it doesn't. Don't be so hard on yourself. Hiya, everyone coming in. Hi, Starbucks. Hiya. I'm going to call you Dashend, Mum. I'm glad you've got Dashens because it's like dash 50 colours, but it's spelled like a Dashend. So, hi, Unicorn. What would you prefer to be named so I know for the future? Everyone, I hope now that you're just going to chill out, grab your tea, coffee, or whatever your beverage of choice is. Hi, Clinton. She does not, Jodie. You're giving yourself a hard time. Yeah, the smell does linger. It does with fire. It really does. Dash. I'll call you Dash, like from The Incredibles. Is it The Incredibles, Little Dash? I think it is. Yeah, definitely need to chill out. And I'm sorry for your news, Jodie. Sending my sympathy out to you and your family. Hi, Kimberly. You're painting in Wee Kids. I bought that myself. Desiree, bless her heart, she gifted me a voucher. She was like, oh, go buy what you want. I was like, no, it's going to the channel. So in that, I got Wee Kids and, hold on, so thank you, Desiree, you know. And the gnomes in the neighbourhood. This is amazing. I want to do. I didn't yet, Ian. I went to the oh guys, I've got to have glasses. I went to the opticians yesterday And I was going to pop in, but they didn't have a Starbucks. They had a Costa, and I wasn't sure if they had pumpkin spice latte, sugar-free. So I got these two. So thank you so much, Desiree. And I think we might be doing a future thing in this. This is just so cute. So I looked through, and there's a couple that stand out to me. Like, I love the Tiki Hut one. It's gone all funny. Hold on. This always happens. It has to adjust. So I love this one out of Gnomes. I know she's so, so, so beautiful. Hi, Grace. Oh, just come, Lou. You got your gnomes. Oh, I have been having a giggle at this book. So for Christmas, I want to do this one, this here, with all the snow and the little snowmen, and then you've got the three little ladies. So this is so, so cute. Hi, Erica. But then I also saw this, and funnily enough, I was just looking at this one. So this one's so cute. It looks like they're taking a selfie on their little gnome phone. And they're like two females, and I just love this. I can't even deal with this. It's just up in the air. So you got all the flowers. I was laughing my head off. I know. That's what I've been sitting and giggling at, Susie. So yeah, I absolutely love this one. And in Wee Wee Kids, I haven't done anything in here yet, but there's quite a few that I'm, you know, really keen to sort of get started on. But I saw this one, and I particularly want to do the Little Witch, and I want to go to town with watercolors. But I've been sitting here giggling my head off. But then I pulled out, before we get on to our colouring, hold on, Barbara. Hi, sorry, I don't know so much how to colour you. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. So I also got this book out, which is the Fantasia we know by Nick Philbert. You know, is my favourite. And I was looking at, thank you, Dash. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. That is incredibly kind of you. And I always show what goes back into the channel. So thank you so much. So I was looking at these as well, everyone, and I really like these two. So I really need to think about, after we've done this lady and before the Joanna Basford one comes out, I was either thinking of our gnomes. Yeah, I can do. Do you want me to do that now, Erica? I can go through the gnomes in the neighbourhood now before I get on anything. So this is the latest one by Denise. I think her name's Klett. I think that's how I pronounce it. So I will just make sure your lighting's good. Okay. And this is very, very well made. It's got a thick paper. I don't know the exact weight of the paper. Oh, you got it as well, Rochelle. It's beautiful. And it is single-sided, so you can really put what you want on it within reason, as long as you protect the pages underneath. So you've got the obvious this belongs to page, like most books do. And she's done it on like a canvas, so you could even do a little self-portrait if you're good with, you know, mine would be a stick lady, but there you go. So then we get into the pages, and the pages are based around the little gnomes, obviously, you know, according to the title of the book. But they're like those, you know, those little gnomes that you get at Christmas. They remind me of those. I can't think of the names, but they're like little gnomes that you can put them at the, they're on like decorations. It will come to me. So you start off, and you've got, throughout the entire book, we have this theme with their little villages and their little life, and they're like an elf, but what are they called? They're a Nordic thing, Ian. Hold on, I'll tell you. It will bug me otherwise, because I've got it in my head and I can't think. The Christmas, I think it's Nordic. They're like a Nordic gnome. I can't think of the... I think that might be what they are called, a Nordic gnome. They're like a Scandinavian folklore, and they look like this. So they're like those at Christmas. They're so cute. That's what these remind me of. Incredibly, like huge amounts. They're incredible. I love them. So we got this one, which goes into our first page. And as I said, single-sided, so you can go to town. And then you've got just different Oh, Erica, thank you for coming on board. So you've got these different images, and you've got, from her first book, the little, you see the little tiny birds that's in the first book, they go throughout the first and second. And then you've got our gnomes that feature. You've got the usual style. So some of them are full pages of design and some have less going on, but they're still quite intricate, because if you look at the detail on that little gnome lady, she's got a lot going on there. So there's quite a lot going on. Then up in the trees where they usually are, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gnomes in this one. The little tiny birds, like the little birds of paradise, and the tree with all the vines and the flowers. It's so cute. Then just another simple one. I've got to say, look at the little lady gnomes for the obvious. They're so cute. I absolutely love them. Then you've got more of like in there sort of tree houses, and inside the tree this one is, and you've got the little guy with his little birds. So there's quite a repeating pattern in this. It's got a lot of flora in it. So flora and fauna sort of put into each picture, but you've also got a lot of village, like you've got the gnomes, you've got just little character. It's got so much character, what I think it does. So when I look at them, like this one as well, you've got, you know, just so much character in this one. You've got the little sort of village. This reminds me of their little village. And then you've got this tiny little gnome guy with his little glasses and his walking stick. So he's obviously a little bit of a grandpa. Absolutely love it. I must admit, I haven't got her other two, but I've got this one. And then teas and teapot. And he's having a cup of tea. He is, and she's got one in her hand. And just more flora, sitting reading. But if you look on her book, very cleverly, she has put fairies, gnomes and mermaids, because you've got all her books there in reference. So you've got mermaids in paradise, fairies in dreamland, and the gnomes in the neighborhood. I know, I'm thinking, Susie, it's got to happen. I was looking through it and I was sitting there with Andrew saying, I've got to do one out of here. So we might see, depending on today and how time goes, I might split the stream up and start one. This is really cute as well. So, and I was sitting listening to the radio. So there's a few topics that might get us giggling today. Yeah, you vote on the tiki one. I like the tiki one. And this one's cute. So you got the little house, and they're sort of, he's kissing her on the cheek, and he's got a bunch of like flowers. It's cute. Hi, Kathy. Hi, everyone that's come in that I've just been flicking away. So it is a super cute book. It's one of those that's got a lot of character to it. There's a little fairies in Dreamland lady, and he's looking down on her with his magnifying glass. Sorry, Teresa. It's like that whole saying, sorry, not sorry. This reminds me of the Hobbit house. Hi, Jen. Thank you for coming on over. That is definitely like the little Hobbit house that you can get. And then on the swing, swinging off the vines, hanging the washing out on the top of the tree house. I know, so cute. And then I love these. So you've got the little mannequins, and on those mannequins you've got the different headdresses, like the different hats. Hiya, May. That's okay. Hi, everyone that's coming in. So I love this one as well. This is a particular favourite as well as the tiki one, because they are taking a selfie. And they're two gnomes. I love the little designs of these gnomes. Yes, Tilly, you tell them. You could hear her. I just love this one. This one is adorable. And it's between that. Then the small details in these books are incredible. So you've got like a little coffee house, but it's a coffee pot. You've got a little dress boutique, you've got sweet shop, and you've got a little fruit and veg stall here, and then she's going shopping for the day. So the little details, if you're fancying like something quite intricate, you can go ahead and do something in that. Then you've got like repetitive pattern here of like roses above the house, and she's just looking out the window gazing. I'm probably waiting for Prince Charming. There's a story in my head for nearly every page. He's sitting on a ton of flowers, so if you're not into colouring flowers, this page would definitely not be for you. But if you like them, then great. This one's very intricate, so let me bring this up. So this is the front cover illustration. So this is like the village. This is a whole village. And this whole village has got lots of little tiny houses and huts. Then you've got all of them sitting, reading. Well, I think some of them are reading, some of them have got things in their hands, and then you've got all these little mushrooms at the bottom. There's a lot of detail going in this one, a lot of details. And this is my particular favourite for Christmas. This will probably something that I will be doing. And I've got a lot of snow, so we can do like snow and stuff, but this is great, and this is one that I'll be doing nearer to Christmas for sure, because it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. Then you go into small Christmas ones here, and the Christmas ones have got quite a few snowmen. He's decorating. I think he's putting like a scarf like they've got on their heads type thing, and they're all sort of stacked up helping him. Oh, Fantasia's amazing. It is amazing. And I just love this one as well. They're on the ice rink, falling down. That would be me. That would be me. And then this sort of resembles the Fairies in Dreamland book, where it's on a stack of pillows. And then I don't know if you remember, but there was little piggies that was in the Fairies in Dreamland as well. So the gnome is on a bunch of pillows, and then you've got the little pig in there as well, little pig. And then again, another very wintry themed picture, and another one. And these do resemble to me the ones that you get at Christmas. So there's a lot going on in this book, but it's also very, very cute. So I'll keep flicking. This is quite a harvest type one. They're like farmers going to pick the harvest. They've got a rooster there. And then you come to feature a dog now. There's a dog featured. So you'll see as we go throughout the next couple of pictures. And now you can see. Do you remember that film, everyone? The what is it? Is it Return to Never? No. Oh, what is that film with the big dog? When I was a kid, Mum, help me out here. My mind's mush today. I used to watch it all the time. Never Ending Story. That's the one. Does anyone remember that from the 80s? The Never Ending Story. That's the one. See, Susie, it come to me in the end. The Never Ending Story this reminds me of. Do you remember? And he was like the big dog with a little, well, the boy was a normal sized boy, but he was humongous, the dog, wasn't he? And he said, that reminds me of him. Oh, do you know the name? Falcor. Loved that film when I was small. Can't remember much of it now. I can't remember the blooming thing. My mind today, honestly, is just not with it. And I love this. Look at her. Just look at them. They're so tiny. And then you've got the dog again. And then these go into more of a beachy paradise sort of scene. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, Susie, was it one of yours that you grew up with as well? This one is a particular favourite, and it's got the her little coconut bra. Makes me laugh. Just look at the coconut bra. Oh, it's funny. I was sitting there very amused. And this one's got more of a, because you've got all the flowers, then you've got these little glass orb type things, then you've got the palm tree. Well, they're not palm tree, they're more of like just a leafy thing. And then you've got the straw, you've got the tiki mask, and then you've got more palm leaves down here. Then you've got the sea and some mountains. So that's more, this is another one that I really like. Have a good day, Kimberly, and wish him luck. I hope he passes. And then this is more, again, he's sort of carrying her on this board. Can you see that? And this is more of a, an island one. And then you've got the little camper van, and it's called Gnome-mobile. So Gnome-mobile. I love it. I love silly little things like that. Then you've got the hula dancing. The three of them, like a Hawaiian dance. Then they're like two tiki, but to me, it's like it's cut off early on this page. I don't know if that was a printing error, but it's the gnomes are two tiki masks, which is quite cute. And then you've got, again, just sitting having their cocktail, probably having a natter about their guys, and they've got their lanterns and their lights with their little legs hanging over. Hi, Phoenix. And then these guys, it's like, now this just reminds me of hi ho, it's off to where we go, because they're just taking off their flowers, probably going to those ladies. See, they're sitting like laving it, just having a lavish life, and they're gone to get the flowers. And then bubble fishing, which is quite cute. So let's put bubbles up. And then we've got the mermaids from Mermaids in Paradise, which is really, really cute because they've featured it into this book. So you've got like a crossover between two. And again, Mermaids in Paradise is crossed over. And then I like this one because it's like the artist has based the gnome on herself, and she's painting the mermaids, she's painting the gnomes, and she's just got this theme going on. Like, maybe she's put herself as a gnome, which was my thoughts behind that. And then again, you've got another one with the gnomes, the fairy. There's a little fairy in there. I don't know if that will pick that up. Can you see that in the middle? So you've got the fairy, the mermaid, and the gnome. So it's like a page of the entire three of them that she's got out there on release. There's a lot of pages. You get your money's worth. You really do. And then this is like Denise as a gnome, splattering paint on a canvas. Very abstract. Just reminds me of like she's put herself as a gnome. And that is it. But I say that is it. You get a lot in it. You get a heck of a lot in this book. So we'll jump on in there. It is a huge book. I mean, if you think in comparison, look at that against, this is Fantasia, and Fantasia isn't that small. So you've got Fantasia, and then you've got the other, and look at the difference. It's huge. There is a lot of detail in that. Hiya, Tony. That's okay, Erica. Anything that you need a flip through of, and I've got it in front of me, just give it a shout and I'll do that because I'm here. I'm here so I can do it. All right, so we're going to zoom in and we're going to try and get going with her now. Let me turn the, let's get the lighting right for you all. So that's just my lamp. Remember, if there's anything question-wise or aimed at me, just pop it in caps so I don't miss it. Erica, we are working from the Colouring Heaven special, which is issue 41. This is by Anthem Publishing, and they have a website. This particular picture at the back is called Season of the Witch, and it's by Enys, E-N-Y-S, Gurerro. So it's a new to me artist, and actually new to everyone artist. So she's got quite a lot of exposure now, which I'm hoping will be a book in the horizon, because she's got beautiful work. And as I said when I did the last stream, I finished this one yesterday, by the way. This was the first one in here, which I wasn't overly struck on when I'd finished it, but she's done now. So I finished this yesterday, and I kind of just stuck with the same pattern that I wanted to do. But she's got some simplistic pictures like this one, and then more detailed pictures. And they have a very slight grayscale to them, but not too heavy. Thank you, everyone. And then you've got, you know, again, a bit more simplistic. Another sort of simplistic one, not too much going on, no grayscaling in that. But then you go on to the heavier ones like this one, which has got more detail and more grayscaling in it, but it's ever so slight. So if you're daunted by grayscale, she's quite a good one to pop on over to, as well as Christine Karen, because they aren't too heavy. So I'm just going to pop that on the edge, everyone. Yeah, it's by Anthem Publishing, and they have a website, and you can either do subscription or pay per issue. Unicorn, have I ordered the new Clara Markova book? Not yet. Not yet. I might wait until it comes onto Amazon, or oops, I might go and have a look later, depending on how great my willpower is. But it is out, guys, for anyone that wasn't sure. Oh, thanks, Zoe. Hi, Zoe. How are you feeling? How's your recovery going? Okay, so we're going to pull out some ochres. So her top, we're going to do like yellow ochre, brown ochre. I think we're going to go for those. So if you bear with me, I'm going to pick some colours out. We're going to go for. You did yours yesterday. I know. I'm a bit behind, which is unlike me. What pencils? Dash, I'm using polychromos. I'm going to tell you the numbers and the colours that I'm pulling out as I pull them out. So I'm just going to grab some and then we'll go through them. I need some browns. Okay, so at the moment, I have picked out, just for now, I've got one in an extender, the brand of Faber-Castell Polychromo pencils. So I've pulled out Bistra, I think that's how you say it, 179. I have pulled out Brown Ochre 182. I have pulled out Burnt Ochre 187. And I've also pulled out Light Yellow Ochre 183. Wow. Are you feeling a little bit better now? The website, Erica, is Anthem Publishing. I'm just going to, for those of you watching this back as well, if you follow onto the chat, I'm putting it in now. It's Anthem Publishing. Oh, I hope everything's okay. Take care, Katrina. Have a good day, and hopefully keep me updated. Make sure you're all right. Tony, the sharpener that I'm using at the moment was gifted by Selena, and it was a swordfish sharpener, and it's one of the crank ones, and it's brilliant, and it gets your points like this. So nice and sharp, and as long as you don't push down too hard like I do, you won't snap it. If you push down, you will snap it. It is super sharp. Right, so we're going to put a base down and we're going to go for a yellowed colour to start with. So we're going to go for light yellow ochre in 183. And I always do the test to show you. I do like a very, very light, let me show you. When I say light coat, we're doing this. Just a light coat. Dark would be that. So you can see the difference in the pressure of the pencil. Take care, May. Have a good day. So I'm just going to do this very lightly, and you can hold the pencil like this, and it does control the lightness if you're going to just, you know, go very, very light. And you want to cover the entire area. Just on this occasion, I'm just going to cover the entire area before we start coming in with our shading. Now, you don't have to hold the pencil like that. You can do that, but it's going to end up being a lot quicker to just do it this way, because I've got to think about time that I'm here and, you know, what I can get done in the time that I've got with you all. So I'm just doing that very lightly. And I'm going to cover the entire top. Now, on her top, as you can see, there is already pre-grayscaled areas. So we've got a little bit of help. Hi, Caroline. So we've got a little bit of help with this picture. But even if we hadn't, we would make it up where we think the shading would go. But she's kind of put it in for us, which is good. So I'm going to do this whole thing as a top because I wasn't sure if that was neck or not, but it's not now. So it's going to be a top to me. So I'm kind of just laying down the entire area. Anyone that's coming, a huge welcome to you. So I was listening to the radio. This might be quite a funny topic. It had me giggling. I was sitting here absolutely roaring my head off, and I thought, let me talk about this with you guys and see who comes up with funny names. Now, it was a topic, and she's a comedian, Mel, and she does the radio show on a Saturday with Bush, and it just makes me laugh every time. and they were talking about names that you would no longer name. Hi, Hope. Names that you would no longer name a baby, or it's old-fashioned, but you can't imagine calling a baby it. So she was saying things like, imagine calling your baby Bernard. Bernard, you would name them Bernard, but from baby Bernard is like small. I was sitting there absolutely laughing my head off. So I was like, it's true. There's certain names that is really hard to sort of associate, like baby Gladys. I was roaring, and I was sitting there and I was thinking, there are so many names that you were sitting thinking, how can you would have to nickname them until they reach a certain age and you can start calling them it. Oh my God, Chip, just wait a minute, Andrew. But there was loads. There was like Bob. How's baby Bob? There's no offense to it. It just comes to a point like there's just I was just laughing my head off, and they were going on, and then the other day they were talking about things that bug you when you go on holiday, and when people take the the little things from the hotel rooms. If you've not used them, they still take them. I was laughing. Sadie's a nice name. Bob is Robert, yeah, but calling a baby Bob, it was fun. I was laughing my head off. I was sitting there and I was like, there's nothing wrong with these names, but there's a certain age that you go to before you start calling them the full name, isn't there? Hi, Anna. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I like old-fashioned names. It's hard to associate a baby to a name like that. And I was just laughing my head off at that. Okay, so now I've got brown ochre 180, and we're just going to go in with a bit of shading around the edge. But yeah, then they were talking about things that bug you when you go abroad. And when people say, oh, I didn't use the hotel facilities, but I'm taking them home because I'm getting my money's worth. So I was laughing at that. Do you have a subscription? I do personally. I didn't at first, but it was more worth my while because they're doing 3 issues for £3 in here. I know, but it was a giggly subject, and they were on one today, and I couldn't stop laughing at them. So I was listening to that just before I came on, and I had a little roaring. I just sat there, me and Andrew were laughing because it was funny. And as we said, there's no offense to the names. It was just certain names is hard to say. Well, how's baby like Gladys? I was just laughing. Talmage, I've never heard of that. 2 seconds, everyone. I'm just stepping away from the computer for 2 seconds. I'll be back. Oh. No. There's no time in bus. I don't know why you want to say that. Just 2 minutes. I've only just started. Chip, leave it. Right, excuse me. What? No. No. It's all over you. He wants his toy. No, Chip, leave it. Poor Chip. Oh, I'm back. Sorry. I washed Chip's toys, his favourite toy, and he's jumping up at the radiator to get it, but they're wet. So I'm in the doghouse. Hi, Jerry. He's not happy with me at all because I had to wash his 2 favourite toys. Yeah, so I'm back to brown ochre, Faber-Castell, Polychromos 182. Muradorine. I know, I'm so awful, Susie. Jesus, honestly. I'm in the doghouse. Does anyone else that's got a dog or cat? I suppose cats would be attached to a toy. Any pet that's attached to a toy, and he is very, very attached to this toy. And I've washed it because I had to wash it. It needed a wash, and that was that. And oh my God, you think the world had ended in his little eyes. I've got the sad eyes at me. I'm not in the good books. Yeah, honestly, they've got something. I know. I know. Truly scrumptious, really. Yeah. I think he's attached to it, quite honestly, Jerry. It's the same. So I'm going, just to explain, I'm going fairly medium pressure here, and then I've sort of, as I come to the middle, I'm lessening the pressure up, so you'll see the difference. Yeah. Well, he's got so much. He's one lone dog. Like, I haven't got any other dogs. He's got 2 boxes full to the brim, overflowing of toys. He has got so many others, but for some reason, he is so attached to one particular toy. And it's not like he can't go and play with anything else, but he's attached. And I don't know if anyone else's dogs are the same. But he's got this obsession with this one. We've named her Rosie because he's got, I always say, where's Rosie? And he goes to get it. So we named it Rosie for him, and it's got to a point it needed to be washed. And I tried to do it very secretive, but it never quite works out. So I was going into the kitchen before I came on stream, and it's like, you have taken away my toy. Oh, see, it's just certain things, isn't it? It is. It does make me laugh, though, because it is like I have done him so wrong. Okay, so we're just going in with this brown ochre still and just shading out. They are so funny, though, dogs, because they have really an emotional attachment to certain toys. And he is really bad with this one. I had to replace it. I know, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. I know. Olive Lemon, a name. What a name, Caroline. That's unique. No one will forget. Aunt Mildred is one of those that you just can imagine saying out loud, isn't it, Desiree? I used to work in an elderly home before I went over to the home with autism. And there was some really great old-fashioned. Blanche was one, really old-fashioned names that you don't hear anymore. You don't hear anymore. But some of these names now that come out are unique. And, it's personal taste, isn't it? That's the only thing. It's no offense to anyone. It's just personal taste. But I used to love the old-fashioned names. They're called like vintage names now. Queenie after Elizabeth. Love it. Hiya, G-Gal. Oh, my God. I haven't honestly come across that name before or not. Oh, there is some funny ones that our parents name. So I was lucky in a way. I still don't like my name, never have done. That's why I use my nickname all the time, because Samantha seems very stern, like if someone was to tell me off kind of thing, So everyone calls me Sammy. But Samantha, no one calls me Samantha. Nobody. Yeah, see, Bobby is nice. It's a nice name. But when I say Bob, right, Bob, it just makes me laugh. Doreen. Hero. That's actually original. That's like, has anyone else ever watched that program, Heroes? He was called Hero. No, I don't, Jodie. I very rarely do. Fabian, is that? Whoa, how do you pronounce that again? It's the one out of X-Men's got that. Is it Xavier? Ellen, Hayden, and Carter. See, they're nice names. That's not like the X-Men name. No, Melissa, I'm the same. I think we all don't. It's a good topic, though, because it's something that gets everyone talking. I'm going to have to put your chat bigger. There we go. Deb, yeah. Okay, so underneath with the brown ochre still. There are some really beautiful names. Beautiful. And I do like old-fashioned names. Like, you come across ones like Oliver. They're old-fashioned, but they're They're nice, like Oliver Ollie. And I'm trying to think. My friend wanted to, if she ever had a son, my friend Gemma, she wanted to call her son like Alexander or Sebastian. She loves Sebastian. They're very sort of, we class them as sort of posh names. And it's funny how names have an attachment to them, don't they? Like, and we automatically put names into a category, like ones that we think are posh, or ones that we think are old-fashioned, or ones that we think are unique. There's so many. And we are the ones that sort of categorize them. Okay, so I'm just going very lightly, layering up in light layers. Chip, stop your barking. Thank you, come on. Okay, now under into here as well, still with the brown ochre. I've not changed, and I'm going to ignore that line because this is going to be before we start layering in anything else. We're not blending yet, we're just layering in. I want her to have like a bit of a mustard. Oh my goodness, Chip's got something to say. We're just layering in, but we're not blending yet. It's all brown ochre. Nola, that's like Desiree's little Nola. She's got a Nola. Cat. Bye, Dash. Have I missed something? Ian's just like your next door neighbour, down to earth kind of guy name, I'd say. I have like, we categorise them, don't we? Keith. I don't know what he's barking at, Grace. I think he's heard something outside. Okay, so we're just still going in there with this brown ochre, and we're just layering in very lightly before we put in our other colours like the browns and the yellows. Chip, what are you barking at? Dante is nice. I like that. I like that. It's like you sit there, don't you? If you've not had a child like me, you sit there sort of saying, oh yeah, I'm going to name my child this. You know that's going to go out the window until you meet that child. I mean, I always, like, all of them had a different. Chip was originally Rolo. And when I saw him, I was like, no, he does not suit that name. And I think you have to go with what suits the personality. So he ended up as Chip. But he should have been called Gizmo. He really should have been called Gizmo. Andrew always says that. Or Taz. He's not being called Clarence.
After the saxophone.
No, we called the toad. We rescued a toad. Well, I rescued a little toad, a garden toad.
I was part of the rescue operation.
No, I did it. I did it. You only came in and said, ah. Well, I rescued, it was upside down on my mat when you walk in the door, and we named it Clarence because Andrew's a big, hiya Melody. We rescued this little toad, and it was on the mat as you walk in the door, and this poor thing was upside down, and I thought it was dead, and I was like, oh my god, oh, this poor little thing. So I put it in this little Tupperware container about that big, and it was about that small. It wasn't big. Oh, how nice, Di. Lady Di is a nice one to be called after. And he was bouncing around by the evening, and I'd given him water and food and worms and everything. And then we released him at night out in the garden. And then he went off into the sunset, and Andrew had to name him Clarence because he's a big Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band fan. And is it the saxophone player?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Clarence. Okay, so before I, blabber on away anymore, I'm going to get, is it Bistra? I think it's called, and it's 179. So now I'm going to have to press down fairly hard on this one to put this in. So yeah, Andrew's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, like it's his favourite, as well as Metallica. He loves Metallica and Guns N' Roses, but he loves He loves Bruce Springsteen. Thank you, Erica. They say, hi, Andrew.
Hello, everyone.
Randy, I'm not sure yet. I've got a mixed opinion on it. What about you? I think the new season of The Walking Dead is starting slow, but I think it will get good. Yeah, he loves that. Yeah, I am, Honor. It's all polychromos. Yeah, same. That's the same, Randy. I know, Debbie. I don't think it will be the same without him, so I think I might quit after this season. But then part of me thinks keep with it because I've stuck with it this far. So for any Walking Dead fans out there, what do you think of the new season? Don't give spoilers because we've got some people who have not watched it, and they are, intending on. But what's your thoughts? Do you think that it's going to be good, or do you think it's going to be one of those letdowns? Okay, so this is just, as I said, this is Bistra, and I'm just putting in, just to start off, browning it up a bit before we blend. So you've got to go in lightly into the middle, and I'm pressing hard on the outside because it has to darken up a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Okay, Teresa. Oh, wicked, Ian. He loves Guns N' Roses. He would be interesting to do Slash because he's got a lot of hair. You never see his face. Are you doing it with his hair on the front and then like his hat? Are you doing a full portrait? Yeah, he did pass away, Kathy. Yeah, he did.
A very sad day.
Yeah, it was a sad one for Andrew. I know, they all look young. They all look young in that. Melody said hello as well.
Hello, Melody.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's cool to look at pictures of, like, I love seeing, oh yeah, poor Herschel, he passed away as well, didn't he? Yeah, I read that last week and I was like, oh no. This new season though has jumped a bit too far forward. Martina, no sweets, I've just started the top, I've been blabbering away. So at the moment I'm still on Bistra and I'm just really just mapping out where I want my dark parts to go. So we're just putting that in there. And I'm going with a grayscale. I'm trying to speed my hand up a little bit so that I can keep up with chat, but I also need to keep up with colouring. And hi, Martina, how are you? Yeah, there's one of ours. We like Guns N' Roses. I don't like Metallica as much, but I don't actually like Metallica. It's a bit too heavy for me, but I do like Guns N' Roses. But Andrew loves Metallica, loves them. But his favourite, I'd say, is Bruce Springsteen. Okay, so just a little bit of an orange tint in there. I'm going to put the Burnt Ochre 187. It's slightly higher, Robin. Ah, brilliant, Ian. Clinton, it's honestly hard to get into. But it's one of those that keep with it. Okay, so Burnt Ochre 187, and I'm just putting a tint of this in because it's just got a slightly orange undertone before we just over the areas that have got the lightest parts. So it's got a slight orange undertone to this one, as you can tell by the actual pencil. So I hope everyone's doing well this Saturday. And have you got any plans for the weekend? Or are you all sort of just having an easy one? Oh, hold on. I guess you have to guess your iPhone, turn it on, I'll get Clara Books Day. Woo, you went and got it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So as I said, I'm not sure if I want to wait till it comes on Amazon, which I might do, the Clara one, because the shipping, I think, is quite steep, isn't it? But then again, I know what I'm like, and I'll probably cave in. Okay, I'm just getting some dark sepia, or sepia, however you pronounce it. Some people say sepia, some people say sepia. But yeah, that came out. What's it called? Is it Fairy Delights? Yeah, nice easy one for you, Desiree. Well deserved. You've been a busy bee for a long old time. So this is just to put some shadows in. Fairy miracles. Thanks, Grace. Thanks, Desiree. That's it. So on her Etsy, she got the English version as well, or did you get the is she Croatian, or I know there's like 2 versions, 2 languages. Which one did you grab? I know the one on Amazon will be her English edition. Oh, Zoe, honestly, that's like heaven. You enjoy it. What are you colouring at the moment, Zoe? Are you still doing your Day of the Dead, or you got something else on the go today? There's lots and lots and lots of colour alongs going on. So if you pop on over to Shalene's channel, the Colouring Book Nook, she tells you all about those. If you want to join in any colour alongs for the month, there's quite a lot going on. And I'll have my next one, which is in November, which will be colour cozy. It's like a, what did I name it? Get cozy into fall or something. I'll put the hashtag up nearer the time, but it's to do with using autumnal colours, and that's the only rule. It can be any picture, but you have to use autumnal colours. So like the reds, the oranges, the greens, the ochres, just a nice colour palette full of autumnal colours. You only saw the English. Oops. Ah, bless you, Anna. That's so sweet. Oh, nice, Ian. You're doing a Zoom tutorial later. Is it $42, Grace? That's quite a lot, isn't it? I know she's amazing, though. Has anyone seen like a sneak peek? I can't wait for the first flip throughs to come up, because I'm desperate to know what's in it. So if anyone sees a flip through soon, when people finally start to receive their copies, can you just give me a shout so I can go and have a look? I'm nosy, so I want to know. Okay. Yeah, just shut the door so it doesn't clang. Okay, so just with the sepias, put some underneath, and just, he's just telling me he's going to go and make himself some food. So I said, okay, shut the door as long as it doesn't make a noise. Okay, so I've kind of just dropped in there some sepia. It just makes it a little bit dark around the edges so that we've got a bit more of a shaded area, and it keeps within that sort of colour that we're heading for. Same with her hat. With her hat, so we've got this little tiny, it's like a belt type thing going along the top. So if I turn the brightness down a second, with our light yellow ochre, which is 183, I'm just going to put that on in there. And where else do I want this colour? I think we'll put that there, and we'll put it on this belt that we've got. So I'm also going to put it on there. So over the whole thing before we start shading. And then this skull, I want it to be in, sorry everyone, I'm just leaning over. I want that to be slightly yellowed, so very faint. I'm going to drop in this yellow ochre. And then into that skull as well, I'm going to put in some Bistra in 179, all polys. I've not changed over to anything. I'm just dropping some of that. So I want that very faint. And then I'm going to grab my ivory in 103 and just blend the entire lot in together. And it's the same for the beak. If I add a little bit of the Bistra in 179, I'm also going to add the ivory. Then we need some black going on because we've always got to have a bit of black. And then with the black, I'm just going to, on the socket for the eye, bring on down into the beak and on the underneath as well. So just bringing on, just shades it in a little bit. So you bring on some of that shading. And it should just keep it sort of like it, you know. Bear with me. This is going to be really weird and you're going to think, oh my God, what are you doing? I'm just going to wipe it a second because I didn't know if I've got any finger marks. So I didn't know if it's clear or if it was blurry. There we go. I just wipe you all. Just give you a little wipe. Just make sure you're all right. Okay. So back up to this little tiny belt that we've got. And with the black, I'm just going to shade in a little bit with the black. We don't need any other colours, to be fair. It's quite a dark picture in itself. And the same with this little belt. I'm just going to drop in some black. And very lightly shade into those. Now these little tiny, if you see, you've got these tiny little, it's got a crucifix and this like cult symbol. Those I'm just going to put into a gold. I don't need to like do those in any fancy shading. 120 dye. Michaela, yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to. We'll see how much we can get done today. I'm just going to grab the gold. You can have any gold gel pen. And on these little sections here, I'm going to just turn it around for you. So these tiny little sections that we've got here, they're just going to be in a gold gel pen. You don't need to do fancy on these because they're only small. And to be fair, the shading probably wouldn't show as much in that. My voice is on its way out. That's no good. How am I supposed to bug Andrew now? Okay, so just putting in the gold only. And just again on these, just these round little sections. So we don't need a lot. It's just a little bit to go into. Oh, sorry. So just a little bit of gold on those. We don't need a huge amount. Okay, so we'll move on now, and we might, before I do all this detailing here on her skirt, I think I'm going to just go on into the pumpkin. So we have two pumpkins. We've got one down at the bottom. Hiya, Amanda. Hi, Annette. And we've got another pumpkin over here. So we're going to stick to the colours that we've been using in terms of the palette, but we're going to just bring and introduce another orange into this equation. So I'm going to put a base down of our burnt ochre in 187 over the entire pumpkin. And again, very lightly. We don't need a lot going on in this. Just a light coat. It's a pagan symbol. It's Celtic. Thank you, Phoenix. So it's all very witchcrafty. So do you want me to bring you down a little bit so that you can see? There we go. So if you just bear with me, everyone, I'm going to bring you down. So you might shake a minute. There we go. Is that clear? You're a bit further down now. So we're going to do this one here. So we need a, just looking, I like the colour sanguine as well. So I'm going to bring in, let's have a look at that one. Yeah, so it's like a burnt sort of orange colour. So this is sanguine in 188. And just for the first bit, I'm just going to map out where I want my shading to go. So I'm just putting the lines in to initially start with. And then just slightly, I'm going to shade from top to bottom but just lightly, so we can still see the other colour underneath. It just gets rid of those white spaces. And just continue that pattern throughout the whole pumpkin. So start off at the top, and then as you're coming down, just lessen the pressure. I'm so sorry about my voice today. So it's starting to take a little bit more shape. Yeah, same here. I got my polychromos for about, it was 70, well, Andrew did, £75, I think it was on the day. It wasn't a lot. So I'm going to bring this, it's more like a red. It's called Light Cadmium Red in 117. And I don't want a lot of this. I'm literally just putting a little bit very lightly. So yeah, guys, I have to have now glasses for this because I keep getting pink eye. And I went to the optician's yesterday and had my eye test, and he said it's just from straining. So he's prescribed, I picked them up next week, a pair of reading glasses, which I kind of knew I needed. Hi, Louise. Oh. Because I've got a pair here that I use. I use these. No, I'm not sick. My voice is on its way out, but no, I'm fine. Yeah, so I use these just for doing this because it brings it closer range, but I have to look over the top of them to read the chat because they're not long distance. So I kind of knew that I needed glasses and I was prepared for it, and it turns out I do. So I'm like, okay, my eyes are going to pop now. Okay, so it's back to Sanguine 188. So I'll show you my glasses. I'm going to do a face-to-face soon. Just come on chat, show you some new. I'll do it as a colouring supplies haul. I'm going to do that with you, but I'm going to do that face-to-face. So we're going to do a little haul coming up. And I'll be able to show you then. So I'm quite happy with that little pumpkin. So I want to bring in a little bit of black, just shade it up a little bit on that, just around the edges. Just on the bottom, it shades it upwards. Bring it just into these down parts. Now with the black, you want to go very lightly. So if it's not light, it will end up just overshading it. And then we're just going to bring that little burnt ochre stalk so that it's okay. Then we're going to bring in the same colours that we've just used. Oh, I've got to learn them, Susie, and then we're coming on with them and we're going to do a whole stream on them. So that's soon. That's soon. So I'm going to put in Burnt Ochre 187. And it will be in the haul as well. So I'm coming on. Next week, I'll do a face-to-face and a colouring haul and gifts. And thank, everyone that's gifted, bless them. And we'll do what I've got and what the gifts are and, a whole colouring haul. But I'll do that as a face-to-face. Okay, so I'm putting down for the entire area. Erica, I usually go live on a Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a whole what I've done. It just, don't forget, it takes me time because I do have back problems, even though I don't talk about it. So getting everything out, I have to do it when Andrew's around because he'll have to get all my books out for me. Okay, so I'm going to get the Sanguine. Now, I go live, sorry about that. I go live on a Tuesday, 4 p.m. my time, a Saturday, 4 p.m. my time, London time, and then the occasional Thursday at 4 p.m. London time. I try to aim to do 2 Thursdays per month. So now I'm going back to Sanguine. And the Sanguine I'm putting in, and I'm very lightly layering it up. And that's on all the individual ridges. Pardon? Yeah, can you just, because that went cold, can I have a tea? Food. UK time, yeah.
Food?
No, just tea, please. Thank you. Okay, Phoenix. And then just dropping in some more of that sanguine. Sorry about that, everyone. Andrew was just asking me if I wanted a drink or food. I don't want food, just a drink. Just the tea. Okay, so just very lightly layering that in. I don't know if I'll get it all finished today, but I'm going to definitely aim to do that. Sorry, I know. It's just because I'm in London. That's why I say London time. So now I'm going to get a little bit of the light cadmium red, and that's in 117, and very small amount of this. I don't want a huge amount. UK time, guys. I have to remember that. It's UK. Susie will tell me off. Yeah, it's because I'm in London and I tend to just say London time, but it's the UK time. It's all of the UK. Our clocks go, I think, is back, isn't it? Don't we gain an hour next? Is it next week? No. You're on one today, Susie. It's Geordie time. Back to burnt ochre in a minute. And then I'm just putting that literally over the tops of where that's going to be. And then back to my sanguine. And now I just want to just deepen that up a bit. Yeah, so we go back. So we will be doing that at the end, because I don't know if it's anywhere else do that, or is that just the UK that does that, where we change our times? Is that everywhere else as well? Or because I don't know. I know we do it because of daylight savings. Does the US do that as well? Okay. Oh, you do? I did wonder. I wasn't sure if it was just the UK, because I know not every country does that. I'm just putting the burnt ochre just on top slightly. Hi, Rebecca. Oh, so it is, they do it worldwide. I wonder why it doesn't do it. That's interesting. I did not know this. See, I'm rubbish with geography, and I'm rubbish where, you know, which countries do what. So I like to learn these things as I go along, because we're all around the world here. I'm just getting the black, and it's good to know what different countries do in terms of, you know, just in general, like names of things. And I like to learn, you know, where we are, what we do, what's different, if you have your time zones different, how many hours differences there are. It's a really cool little thing to learn. Okay, so now I'm putting in burnt ochre 187, and I'm just putting a little bit of black, and that is all I'm doing on that one. Hold on, now I can just catch up with chat for a second. So I've done the pumpkins, and the colour sort of palette is very, it's flowing. It's very muted, very minimal. So we've got these sort of mustardy brown ochres. We've got that green combination going on. And then we've got our pumpkins, which are seemingly the exact same. So now we're going to go for the cauldron. Now the cauldron, I want to have like a deep purple. So we're going to start off with a very light purple in there, because it's going to be like a witch's brew. Hi, Mike. That's okay. It's there to catch up with. Hi to everyone that's coming in. Hiya, Megan. I haven't. There's a podcast by Passionista Colorista on the new, I think it's the Carolina Kubowska. Yeah, she's Polish. Kubakowski, I think is that how you say it? If you ever work, you don't see a light day till the weekend. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to put in purple violet, and I'm going to do that very, very lightly. That's the daylight savings part of it, because otherwise in Scotland you'd be in darkness if we didn't do that, wouldn't you? Like a lot earlier, because soon it will be dark at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. So this purple haze, just at the moment, I'm going to go on a very light pressure like this. She's Czech. I thought she was Polish. I thought it was a Polish artist. Hiya, Dev. Hi, Nick and Tina. Okay, so very lightly, I'm just going to put up some of that smoke. Oh, I honestly thought she was Polish. The name suggested that. I've got a little tiny pumpkin now, just realised. So before I blend this out, I'm just going to pull up some of that purple so that blends in ever so slightly. Oh, I missed stuff. Remember, if there's anything to... Hiya, Erin. If there's anything to me... Oh, she is Czech. Hi, Silver Mist. If there's anything to me, pop it in caps, because I'll miss it otherwise. Yeah, Clara's got one, and so has Carolina. She's Carolina. She's got the imaginary friends. Barbara, I'm using the polychromos. Hiya, Erin. So remember, guys, if there's anything to me, because the chat will move, because there's 100 and odd people in here. Not all in chat, though, but 100 and odd people in total. Hiya, Barbara. Just pop it in caps and I'll see it. Otherwise, I might miss it. Thanks, Andrew.
Okay.
Thanks, because I needed that. He's refilled me. Okay, so we'll move on with this. Now I'm going to get another purple, and we're going to get a darker one now. And now I'm going to bring in mauve in 249. So this is going to be these bubbles here. I'm going to go just around the edges with them. So just around the edging. I'm going to drop in some, oh, here we go. I just snapped my pencil. I'm going to drop in those colours just around the edging. And the same with the darkest part of her brew. It's like a witch's brew. And I don't want too much of it, but I do want to like deepen the colours up a little bit before we start blending. Debbie, you're colouring pumpkins. Yeah, I thought so, Erin. That's why I thought Polish. What, he's hiccup, Desiree? I know, everything's audible. I told you this.
Like that?
Yeah, they could hear your hiccup.
Oh.
Okay, so just the mauve. And now I'm going to bring in some ivory just to blend into the middle part of the brew. So everyone that's joining, a huge welcome to you. Thank you for joining on your Saturday. I hope you're all doing extremely well and that you are having a good weekend this far. For those of you that are just waking up, good morning. That's okay. That's all right. You don't have to be coherent. You're here, bless you. That's all that matters. Okay, so I'm going to bring up a little bit more of that colour. And the colour, this purple violet, which is 136. And I just want to drag that up a little bit before. We're going to do more with this when we bring some grass in, but for now I'm just going to bring some of that colour up very, very lightly. But I'll sort of increase that up as we go along. Mike Jones, do you know of that? Yes, I do. I have both of them, Mike. I do. They're very, very helpful. There, I've done one video where we did the ice cream using Colorist Special Effects 2, which was really quite fun to try. Thank you, Nick. So we're just bringing up some of those purples. And this crystal down here is going to be a purple one there as well. So we're going to very lightly to start off with. I'm going to grab light magenta in 119 and I'm just going to shade from bottom to the middle and top to the middle. So color medium pressure into nothing, and then the color medium pressure into nothing, and I'm going to continue that with my crystal. So bring that color to the middle, and again, Andrew, can you just shut that door for me, please? Just bring that up and just keep doing that pattern along the way. And with this one, I'm just going to bring that shading in and fade it out and just keep with that. So it's very, very light. Amazon, so as you can see, it's super light. It's barely visible for now. Now I'm going to pick up the purple violet that we've been using. And at the top, the crystals are one of those things that you can do in any sort of style where the color, drop in the color where you want them to go. I'm just going to pick the edges and into the middle meet. So crystals and gems, I know quite a few people say I'm not confident or I don't like doing them. I'm the same, but the way I've kind of dealt with them is just to have a glare in the middle and then bring all your other colors, and then I just sort of pick out where I want some lines. So I drop in some lines and it makes it look like a shine. So that's all I do. I pick lines out. Take care, Kenneth. And then I'm going to bring in mauve and 249. We're just using the polys today. And I'm going to bring some lines up. And same within this part, just keep it minimal, but you want them visible. So again, just bringing those sort of like shine. And that's all I'm going to do on them. I don't want them too overcrowded because you then can bring in any other colour that you want and keep them quite of a shine, a glare. Hi, Ava. Welcome. And then into the middle, I've got an ivory and I'm going to blend to the middle of the crystal and at the top in the middle as well. And that will just keep it quite minimal. And it just will have a glare on it, but you've got it quite minimal. So it's got some sort of a glare, but not too much. Not overcrowding the crystals, so you've got a difference. And crystals aren't, you know, that's how I kind of just attack them. And I say attack because I sometimes feel like what is it, Melody? A creature. So we're going to get our Posca pen. This is in a 0.7. And just around the edge, I'm just going to bring and take out those lines. So I'm just eliminating the lines and bringing up some of those shines again with the white pen. So it's just very minimal. Just keeps that crystal like a crystal to me. Like if I looked at crystal, it'd have a little bit of a glare, a little bit of a shine. And there's a minuscule one beside it, if you can see. It's so small. I don't know if it's going to be in the camera. So I'm going to get magenta in 133. And I'm only going to, do this in one color and keep it from being complicated. So I'm just going to do this in one colour, which is magenta. It's all polychromos. I've not changed my pencil. And bring some lines into that as well. And it just keeps it minimal. Take care, Ian. Have a good day and enjoy yourself. So this here, we've got a little glow on this candle. So I'm going to bring in dark Naples ochre in 184. And I'm just going to put a little glare around that. And you're going so light with your pressure on this part. And that's the difference when you're making your pictures. It's just all about the pressure of your pencil and how much you want to shade. So you don't have to shade. You don't have to do that. But if you want to, then this is, you know, how you just go about it. It's all to do with the pressure of the pencil. Oh, Erin, have fun. Have a good day with it. Okay, and then we've got this little glass bottle again going on here. So with this, I'm just going to keep it in greys, I think, and keep it very much like glass. So I'm going to go for warm grey 2 in 271. And I'm very lightly going to put that colour in. And I'm also going to grab my blue. Silver Miss Lurking, got back from Bouple Park with niece. I'm settling down with coffee and some colouring washes. Oh, that's okay, Silver, you do that. This is Sky Blue in 146. I'm sorry about knocking the camera, everyone. And I'm just going to drop in some of that blue here as well. And that will just keep it looking like a bottle and a bit of glass rather than overloading it. Yeah, Debbie. I mean, we've all got our different vices. That's what I mean. You haven't got, you know, nothing is wrong, is it? We've all got the different things that we like. So I'm just putting a little glare in there with the white pen. Posca pen is good for everything. Now, these other little things here, we've got this sort of stack of books here and here. And I've got a ram head. It's like a ram head here. Erica, 4 years now. What about you guys? How long have you been in this colouring game? So I'm going to get brown ochre in 182. Yeah, 4 years now. Hiya, Sarah. So I'm just going to bring my paper down and get this brown ochre in and very lightly bring the colour into it, so I've got some colour on the paper rather than white space. And then I'm going to bring in Bistra, which is 179, and now I'm going to go slightly heavier handed around the edge and fade out my shading. So heavy pressure on the edging, fade out, and the same applies to the edge of her book, and I'm going to fade it out to the middle, so it's all very minimal. 4 years for you. Yeah, about 4 years. So it seems like a repetitive thing for us all then. Oh, wow, Erin, you've been... So what was the first books that you got, Erin? Because 9 years ago, Joanna Basford wasn't out, and we didn't really know about adult colouring out there. So what first drew you in? What books did you use to colour? Only a year, Desiree. Wow, I didn't know that. You're 5 years, Susie. You're an artist, though. You do other stuff as well, don't you? Okay, back to brown ochre, and I'm literally just putting that in very lightly. And then my ivory is just going to make those pages like they're yellowed. So we need to get gold. I'm going to get gold. 2 years. Hi, Tammy. Jasmine Beckett Griffith got you into it. Colouring 8 years. Wow, Erica. 2, Megan. Quite a few of us that have got... Oh, Susie, you are really. 3 years, Silver Mist. Oh, yeah, so we all turn a bit, you know, for one reason or another. 4 for Lou. Mike, few years. Debbie, I have a hedgehog as well. Take care, Ava. 1.5 for you, Jerry. I'm going to get copper in 252. Oh, Erica. Yeah, it is. It's such an amazing thing to just get stuck in, isn't it? Hold on, I have to go quite heavy on this. So this is copper. And I don't want to keep breaking my ends, which I seem to do all the time. Okay, so copper's a nice colour in there. Switched to colouring books in 2016. Sick of having to be creative. Think things up. Books already done it for me. Yeah, it's very therapeutic, Debbie, isn't it? Okay, so with this copper, I'm just going to go around the edging of these books. So if you've got this Colouring Heaven special, you'll see which ones they are. It's just like the sort of rim of the book and the spine here. You've got these little bits going off of it. So if I bring it up. Oh, have a good day, Ava. You've got this sort of spine bit also, and you've got the book at the bottom. So I'm just kind of sticking with that. So I'm going to continue with this copper on this little, it's like a mixing cauldron, a mini one. So I'm going to keep that around the edge before I start to darken up anything. So keeping with the copper sort of theme and pattern. And then into the middle, I'm going to bring in the ivory before we darken her up, or darken it up, shall I say. I'm just keeping that minimal. I'm going to get my black. Oh, my chat's gone. So with the black, I'm just going to sort of reintroduce those lines so that they're a bit more deeper. And then we're going to start on this cauldron here, which is going to be quite deep because it's cauldrons in general quite thick, heavy, aren't they? Oh, thanks, Debbie. So this is going to be quite a thick, dark, deep colour. So if I go for a grey, I'm just picking up my grey. If I pick up Warm Grey 5 in 274 and I bring down the shading where I want the shading to go, then we'll come in with the black. So I'm just mapping out really with this first colour before we add a shine. So we can just do the middle parts with this warm grey. Sort of don't need this heavy. This is a medium pressure that I'm using, and I'm using that to fade that up and in into my picture. And then I'll look at chat again before I do the rest of this down here, because we want this quite thick and heavy, this cauldron. Then we're going to bring our black. Yeah, he is cute. What medium do you use when you start? Fine liners as well on my first two pictures, and then pencils. Oh, thanks, Gracelyn. Has anyone in the US received their Halloween Colouring Heaven yet? So getting my black now. Now we're going to start deepening this up and making the black cauldron pop. And then we'll put some shine in. So we're going to go from the underneath. You see it's going to start making it a bit darker now. And the same with underneath here. If we bring those colours up, it's just black for now. And it will start to deepen it up, make it stand out. See, it's starting to make a difference. Mike, you have quite a few is waiting for it, I think. Desiree has. So it will start coming, I'm sure, within the next, I'd say next week, probably you're looking at. You're usually a few weeks behind, aren't you? So I think it takes that 2 weeks longer to get to you, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just pressing harder here and then relieving the pressure up a little bit as I'm coming to the edge, so that although it's black, you can see a graduation in the black colour rather than it be solid. So it will sort of lessen up as I come along. And the same with the outer part of this edge as the rim. I'm going to bring that black in sort of just lessen up as I go along, and just keep with that. Gracelyn, I haven't checked yet. Did you send it today? I hope it comes to you soon. Thanks, Pickle. And the same with the inside. I'm just going to bring that black in. I'll have a... You think 2 days ago? Unless it got put into my spam. Hold on. Let me just check now while I'm with you. Gracelyn. It's not in my inbox. Oh, I don't know if it, where is it? Gracelyn, I'll have to have a good look through because I can't see it in my inbox. Let me have a look. No, it's not in my inbox, so I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look. Is it on my Facebook or my email? So I'll have to have a look. Yeah, I'll have to have a double check. All right, Gracelyn, I'll have a look. I haven't ignored it, I just haven't seen it. Okay, so I'm going to get my gold now, and that will be 250. And just on the outer, I'm just going to very hardly press down. So it's very hard. Hardly is not a word, Sam. Very harshly press. And it just gives it a little bit of a golden glow. So on the cauldron here, just around the rim, I'm going to bring the Posca and just add a little bit of a shine. And also, I'm going to bring that underneath. Which adds a, oh, there we go. Just a little shine. That's all right, Grace, and I probably just haven't seen it. I'll have a look. If not, just resend it if I can't find it, but I probably will. Take care, Megan. Have a good day. Right, so we've done a few bits down here. Hold on, let's just zoom out a minute. See where we're at the minute. Okay, so far we have done the hat, the, oops, let's bring that over. The hat, the hair, the face, the top, the skirt. We've got to finish off the skirt and the crystals. Her legs, the boots, and we're starting to do all these little knickknacks down here. So we'll finish off these things that we were working on. Might as well. So I'll zoom on in there. And I'm going to first put down on this ram's head. We want it a bit yellow. So I'm going to put light yellow ochre in 183. And I want to just do a very, very light coating of this just to yellow it and age it a little bit before we drop on some black and some other colours and ivory. So we just very lightly put this yellow, light yellow ochre in. It is ever so light. Thank you, Erica. Are you all well? Yeah, you're all good, yeah? Just making sure. You're spending your time here with me. I'm just making sure you're all right. Then I'm going to bring in the brown ochre 182. And again, I'm just going to add that in. And I'm just not got a pattern. I'm very, very sporadically doing this. It's just dropping in where I would like some of that colour to go. So how I choose it by eye is just looking where I'd want little bits to be a little bit darker, etc. Thank you, Randy. If I had an American accent, I'd be like, thanks, girl. Like I haven't. I've got a really crap one. Then I'm going to put a bit of Bistra, which is 179. And then very, very, very small amounts. Just randomly putting them in. especially on the bits where there's a bit of pre-shading that she's already put in for us. So it just makes it a little bit of a dirty bone. A dirty bone. Thank you, Debbie. I'd love to be able to do accents. I'm putting in ivory before I do any black. And I'm just going over the entire area of this skull with it. And that will blend in those colours that you've already plonked on down in there. Then we're going to get our black, and our black is just going to darken up the eye sockets that we've got here. This symbol that is on this ram's head. And this little area that we've got with cracks and shadows in here, same applies on this side. And then underneath we can add a little bit. This is very lightly done. Roll on up there with your colour. Just roll on up. And that is how we're going to do the skull. So it's just minimal. Hi, Kenny. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay? Hope you're well. And there's a little tiny like socket here. And just underneath, I'm just going to slightly shade in. There we go. And that is quite, oh, 1 minute. We're looking a little bit more like that skull should be. So it's kind of looking a bit more aged, a bit more dirty, and just how I would envision if I was looking at it to be. This little wax candle is just going to have ivory on it because I'm not going to do anything fancy with that. That's just a wax candle. And the same applies to this little one there. Then I'm going to grab my light yellow ochre in 183. And just very, very, very randomly, I'm going to put a glow coming out. And that's kind of how I'm just going to very lightly do it. If I take that brightness down a little bit, you might be able to see it. So I've just very lightly placed like a glow coming up. I know. Thanks, Phoenix. I think we all think that though, don't we, about our own? Okay, so now that this book, I'm going to very lightly place in burnt ochre in 187. There's a leaf on that, so that can be in green. So very lightly, I'm just going in there, and then I'm going to bring in my black. And the black will just shade a little bit on the underneath, just slightly. Now there is a little tiny green leaf. So that green leaf, I'm going to pull out my chromium green opaque in 174. And at the top of the leaf, I'm going to press a bit harder. And I'm just going to lessen the pressure as I come down. So it's just ever so slightly. It's so small you can't see these little details. You're in London as well, Debbie. Did you do the gems at the very bottom? Not yet. You want about these tiny little things here? No, not yet. I've done those ones, but we've got to move on. They're tiny, aren't they? So with these tiny, tiny, minuscule ones that you can't even see unless I bring it all on up, there's these minuscule little things here. They're so tiny, you won't be able to really visually see them on. I'm only going to shade from bottom upwards. And they're not going to be anything special because they are so barely visible. They are, might as well be in gel pen. Okay, we've got one little tiny pumpkin in the background, which is going to have sanguine, which is 188 over the entire area. Then I'm going to bring in some sepia, dark sepia, just to shadow the top and the underneath. And it's so tiny. What does plonker mean? What? Okay, plonker just means silly. Like say someone, oh, you're a plonker. Oh, you've just been silly. It just means, yeah, and a bit of an idiot. You're a bit of an idiot. Like, we've got a program over here called Only Fools and Horses, and he always says, "Oh, shut up, Rodney, you plonker." And plonker just means silly. Take care, Nick. Just means stop being silly, stop being an idiot. So that's all plonker means. Just that, oh, stop it, you plonker. Or Wally. I say Wally a lot. So stop being a Wally, stop being silly. That's all that is. So it's just like silly things, really, that we say as slang. We've all got our slang words, haven't we? So I'm going to grab on this sky blue, which is 146. I'm just going to put over the entire feather. There's 2 feathers, 3 feathers here. So I might need to put this in my extender. Hold on, guys. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so this is just going to go very lightly in. I'm going to put some purple to this as well. This is just the base. So sky blue is 146. Just over the entire feather. Then I'm going to bring on in our mauve, which is 249. And I'm going to bring a little bit of this in, but not too much. And I'm lightly pressing down. And it same applies from the bottom going up. I'm just putting a little bit down on paper. And this little symbol, the pagan, is that another pagan symbol? Yeah, it is called a wally. Fish chips and a wally is fish chips and a gherkin, or a pickle, as you'll call a pickle. A pickle over here is a gherkin. Thank you, Kenny. We call them fish chips and a wally. Hold on. And yeah, we've got funny little sort of sayings, and that's just, there's something called, I don't know if you've heard of it, but Cockney rhyming slang. And we have like apple and pears are stairs, trouble and strife is wife, Ruby Murray's a curry, Rosie Lee's a tea. We say like, can I have a cup of Rosie? A cup of Rosie is a cup of tea. So there's some, yeah, we've got Cockney rhyming slang in London. And there's lots, and that would be very confusing. I mean, I don't use it. That was like the old Cockneys used to use that more so than like my mum and my dad still uses some words to that effect, doesn't he, Mum? But yeah, we've got a whole different like slang going on. A slap up meal. A slap up meal means a really nice meal. I'm going for a slap up meal means I'm going for a really good meal. A good meal, like one that's got the starter, the main course, and the dessert. So I'm just putting on the chromium opaque green, and that's the only colour I'm going to put on these leaves because it will match into her hat. Yeah, you've got different sayings that you can get over here. And fish chips and a wally is fish chips and a pickle. A pickle, like a gherkin, we call it a gherkin. I'm going to grab my Pentel Hybrid dual metallic pen in gold. Okay, so just very slightly, can you see that? It's got a gold shine to it. So, and I'm going to do that on her ring as well, not the entire ring, just the band ones. And around her necklace, just on the outer part. The inner part can have a little emerald. I'm going to bring this one down. And just bring those golds up and into this detailing that we've got going on, and then we'll do this little strip. In Yorkshire we have fish chips and a pickled egg. I do not like pickled eggs. Has anyone tried one of them that's not in the UK? Do you have them like elsewhere? Pickled egg. They come in like a jar when you go to the fish and chip shops, like a big jar, and you get pickled eggs. So they've been in like a vinegar. Hi, Stevie. Thank you so much. I personally do not like them at all. Some people do. Take care, Teresa. Take care. Have a great day. I know I don't like pickled eggs. Oh no. No. Oh, no, it's going vinegar. Oh, they're horrible. Oh, Lou. Okay, I'm going to grab my yellow ochre 183. Okay, this might be a topic. What is the most awful thing that you have tried to eat? So someone says to you, just try it, and you really cannot stand it. So what's your, like, have you tried like things that people said, oh yeah, it's really nice, and it was disgusting? Oh no, I don't like haggis. I tried that once, Susie, when I was up there. Pickled eggs are disgusting.
About that drink I made.
Well, that was disgusting.
Yeah. But it's
What's
big
that,
in the
Kimberly? Yeah. Oh, I like eggs, but I don't like pickled eggs. Has anyone tried like French delicacies like frog's legs and snails? Has anyone tried those types of things? Oh, I love pickles, but I don't like pickled eggs, no. Sushi, I love sushi. Oh no, I wouldn't like that, Kimberly. I like beetroot. I love Brussels sprouts. They're my favourite thing on a Christmas dinner. So this is like yellow ochre 183. Oh gosh, I love Brussels.
Ask them if any of them have tried that drink.
What drink? What's it called?
Maca root.
Maca root powder.
Because it's popular in America.
Oh really? Fresh mozzarella, Pamela. Yeah, Andrew made this drink up with maca root powder the other day.
Because it's supposed to be healthy.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be very good for you, and it was disgusting. It smelled like he'd picked it up out the dirt.
It was like drinking liquid earth.
Yeah, it was like earth. It was,
liquid soil.
it was horrible. Oh, it was disgusting. Disgusting.
I don't know.
No one's heard.
Someone must have heard of it.
Maca root powder. I've never heard of it until you brought it home. Okay, I'm going to get Bistra and just into this in the corners, and then I'll look up at the chat. I'm just going to put Bistra into the corners of this.
Never heard of it.
And into the middle. No, I haven't either. Yeah, Kenny, I'm pretty much the same as you. If I don't like the smell of it, I'm not trying it. That's it. But some things, they smell good and then they're like tough and chewy.
I've heard of it in the US. It's common.
Oh, I love sushi as well, but not fish sushi. Vegetarian sushi. Oh, no. No, I could not have anything to do with sheep's head salted. Oh, no. Oh, gosh, no. I couldn't go near that. Couldn't go near it. Did you try it then, or do you like it, or you don't like it? Yeah, see, it's horrible on its own. Okay, I'm going to grab my light magenta here, and just over these, I'm just going to put one coat down over the entire thing. And then, horrible, yeah, it sounds it. Then I've put purple violet in 136, and I'm just going to shade into the middle.
No, not matcha. Maca.
No, it's the same. It's the same.
No,
Chilies. Maca.
M-A-C-C-A.
Can you go and grab me the pack? Just grab me the bag. I'll show you what he's talking about. And it's foul. I don't know what possessed him. He's like, oh, I really want to be healthy. Just grabbing a, I'm just grabbing a white Posca. Just putting a little shine onto each of those. Let me see what it's called.
You might have to cover
Maca, M-A-C-A, maca powder, and it's, I don't know what it's meant to be. It's got no information about it, just that you have to give a serving and mix 1 level scoop. I don't know what.
See? Maca, use it in smoothies.
That's the one, Amanda.
Yeah, she's got it.
But he tried to do it just plain on its own. Of course, it's going to taste awful.
Each sip, I was heaving. Disgusting.
Kim, of course, it's the colouring page is on Anthem Publishing and it's on the website. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my warm grey 5, which is 274. Sketches Susie, Scottish Viking.
I think it's supposed to be smoothies.
Yeah.
Not on its own.
No, exactly.
I just had it with water straight.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It is awful. Yeah, it is, Janice. You can put it in them, Desiree. Right, so as I said, going to move to warm grey 5, 274, and we're going to do these rocks now.
Yes, Clinton is correct.
What?
Where it's from.
Andy's map. Oh, Peru. Yeah, very gross. You are correct, Amondo. It is very gross. Okay, so I'm very randomly putting this down. So those that do watch this back, you have to bear in mind this is a chat, live chat with people. So there is everything thrown into colouring video, not just about the colouring. So it's a chat show more than, you know, it's a chat show and a colouring. Yeah, a nice slap up meal. Okay, still with this warm grey 5. That's the thing, you know, I had an email to ask me about, you know, is it a chat? What is it? Is it a colouring channel? I said, it is, but it's also like a chat show. It's live. We sit here and we talk about everything. And I have kind of, I've said that throughout, haven't I? So I just have to sometimes just, if you hear me say it randomly out loud, it's because I've been asked. And I have to just remind. I know. Kenny, sweet. It's from the Colouring Heaven Halloween Special, issue 41, and it is Anthem Publishing. On their website, Kenny, you can get it. Now Tilly's going to join in. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to these trees. And I'm going to put down the original colour that we've been using pretty much the entire time. And what we have been using was the brown ochre in 182. And I think I'm just going to put down, you know, just a very light base coat over the entire lot of these tree trunks. If you just bear with me, Tilly's going to shout out about it, I think. And we'll try and cover the entire lot very lightly, and then we'll come in with our shading. But this is just literally just a base. This doesn't have to be neat. It hasn't got to be precise. It just gets the colour down so that we've got no horrible white spots. And that's your starting point, I say, with most things. If you don't want all the horrible white spots in things, just get a base down. You could do it with markers if you want. These are fiddly, these twigs. So I would say just do them with a base of pencil. You've not got to be neat about it. You've not got to be precise about it. Just get it on in there, and then we can move on to another colour and start putting in details after and shading. So it's very light base down. Okay, so now I'm going to get Burnt Umber 280 and Dark Sepia in 175. Oh. Is all your screens okay? I've just read Silver's isn't. Try refreshing, Silver. Oh, Alva, sorry, Silver. Yeah, she's singing. She's singing to you all. She wants to have a sing-song. Right. Now, I'm going to grab my Burnt Umber in 280. And now I'm going to work my way down, or should I say up? Not down, up. I'm going to go bottom up. So at the bottom, a decent amount of colour down on the page, and just very lightly work your way up in layers. So we'll start on this tree trunk before we move on. We might get this all done today, and then maybe we could try and start one other, but we'll see for time where we are. Okay, so we're just putting this dark burnt umber 280. So polychromos, we have not used any other pencil. Now with the other twigs that are there, we can always make those into other colours like the dark sepia, and we can darken that all up. So when this is all done eventually, yeah, gang, bottom up. Don't worry about me. I told you, I'm having one of those days. I genuinely am. Like, my mind and my mouth are not working together today. Seriously not working together. I don't know where they are, but they're on different pages entirely. So yeah, I'm working bottom up. Burn umber. Upwards. Honestly, I don't know where my brain is today. It's had a little bit of a hard time recently, so it's all over the place. So you have one of those days where you're just brain dead, and that is me entirely today. No shame about it either. As I said, my brain and my mouth are not working together. Oh, seriously, Susie, I don't know where my brain is. Okay. So I am just like doing the same colour over all of these, and then we'll get our lighter colour in on the equation once we've put our colours down. So these twigs, I'm going to try and press harder. And Tilly's having a good old sing-song. So I'm just pressing hard on these twigs because they're very thin, and I just want those to sort of override and come forward. So, or as Bob Ross says, give the little tree a friend. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving him a friend. It's my bird, Erica, my bird. Kim, Beth, I haven't got the, give me a minute. Bear with me, everyone. Bear with me. There you go. There's the link. Yeah, you're being serenaded by a budgie. Okay, back to my burnt umber 280. You're welcome. Oh, wicked. Well done. I'm so happy that you ordered it, Autumn Fox. So when it comes, have a good old time with it. It's an amazing issue and enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going lightly upwards and I'm just building on my layers. So this is our first layer down. Now these will be quite repetitive because they're just tree trunks and twigs. So we are just literally repeating ourselves with this process on these. So if you bear with me, I will try and get these sped up a little bit because we don't need to be perfect on them because we're not blending yet. We're just getting the colour down on the paper. So when you initially start your process off, as long as you know where you want your shading and stuff to go, then yeah. Yeah, so have you already picked a picture out of this issue that you would like to start with for those of you that are getting it or it's on its way, or you haven't started one in here yet but you've just got it? Have you picked a picture? Is there a particular favourite artist? Because you've got 4 great artists in this edition. You've got Molly Harrison, Selena Fennick, Erica, is her name Erica? Yeah, no, Lisa Mitrokin and Enys Gurerro. So you've got 4 different amazing illustrators and 4 different entire styles altogether. I must say I am so impressed with this issue with Enys Gurerro, and I am hoping she has a Patreon site, which I had a look on, and she does do, if you know, pledge, because that's what you do, you pledge a certain amount per month. And if you pledge the $5 tier, you get a colouring page per month PDF to print and colour in your own time. So I do believe that that will mean that she is in the making for a colouring book, if I'm, you know, if my sort of prediction's right. But she obviously needs to get the funding first. Oh, brilliant. Jodie, are you planning on streaming then, or just uploading videos? Or are you just seeing what you fancy doing for now and seeing where it goes? Because I saw that you did this and it's brilliant. I loved it. So don't doubt your colouring, dear. Don't doubt it. And I love your haircut, by the way. I had to tell you that. I was supposed to tell you that, but I didn't. Thank you, Debbie. So I'm just literally putting this burnt umber down just to start with before we start layering in other colours. And all these twigs here, I just want to keep with that, but I need a sharper pencil. The Grey Witch artist, yeah, it's she's got some amazing in there, isn't she? Enys Gurerro, hoping to order this issue soon. Yeah, I'm having one of those today, Phoenix, to be fair. So I'm still with my burnt umber. I was just sharpening it 280. And these fine twigs is where I'm going to just not shade and just put straight down colour. So, because they're very thin and they will stand out against our background, but they need to be darker. So I might even go in with some black, because I'm going to darken this background up. And I think we might use a distressing, actually. We'll see what we can do. So I think the distressing would do well. So we have to go through those because I've not opened those yet. And they were Desiree, because they were, as I said, Desiree, the voucher, and then I spent the voucher on the channel, and we got all different things. Oh, Gracelyn, it's come through now. It's just come through. Okay. All right, Susie. Bless them. What you been feeding them? Okay, so now that's that second colour down. Now I'm just going to grab dark sepia in 175, and I'm only going to do this into the areas that I want the darkest. So not all over, and just very selective on where I would like to place this. So I am only going in some areas only. So if you can see where I'm picking out, and then these twigs can be in this dark sepia. So take care, Erica. We can always, at the end, I might bring in some black pen for these. So not all over, just in certain areas only. Okay. So if I just bring this back, you can see more if I do that where I've placed the browns. Now I want to go back to my lightest colour, which was the brown ochre in 182, and on the edges only, so just on the lightest areas around the edging of each tree trunk, I am putting down colour on those parts only, not over the entire log or tree or trunk or twig. It's just into certain parts only. It just lightens those bits up so that we've got light and dark, because we've got a contrast all the way through. Oh, how lovely. Enjoy the baby shower. Okay, so these rocks I've done in a grayscale with the warm grey, so we don't need to touch them. This I want to do like a grass. So the grass I think I'm going to do is going to be like a dark grass. So if I grab my piece of paper, I want it to be like a dark grass with some yellowing in it. So the brown ochre might actually come in handy to do that into the greens. So if I grab, let's have a look at our greens a minute. So that's like a dark grass. That's olive green yellowish. You bear with me. I'm just going to have a look at what we've got. That one is earth green in 172. I'm just seeing what types of greens. So at the moment, we've got like darkish greens, and then we've also got this brown ochre, which might try and be incorporated. So it will predominantly be the greens, but I want to incorporate bits of like a, oh, I don't know. It's like if you get a hay. So very lightly over the entire area, just like I do when I say very light, I sort of mean that. Just very lightly. Sleep well, Robin. Sweet dreams. I'm very lightly going to go over the entire area just to start with. It gets it off. So over all of this grass. This is just our first colour going down before we start shading. So it just gets the area covered, but we're not doing any of our shading yet. We're just starting to apply. So I'm just not in chat for a minute. So this I'm going to bring up with some pencil after, because we can extend that smoke coming up. So be mindful as well of that little pumpkin. Okay, so we've got like a first, take care Mike. Who wants pink hair? Go for it, whoever's saying it. Okay, I'm just sharpening. Okay, so this is olive green yellowish 173. Now I can start dropping in some darker parts to this grass. So we can bring up some of those grassy elements that we've got coming up here. So you can see it on a bigger screen. Now I'll zoom you in. Yeah, they are. They are quite dark. Okay. So now I'm just going to bring in that green. Now you'll see on your copies, there's that grass that's already pre-drawn in for us. So I'm just going over those with small strokes before I, continue colouring. So with the same green pencil that I've just very lightly applied before we start shading, I'm just, did you hear that, guys? I pressed too hard. So I'm just pressing that firm. Don't do it hard and break your pencil like I did. Okay. So now I'm going to start shading in and lifting the pencil up in pressure as I come out. I know, tell me about it. My pencil snap, I'll be known for it soon. It's like Pencil Snap Sam. That should be my name. Pencil Snap Sam. I do it so frequently. I pressed too hard on it. That was the problem. Pencil snap. It's like, oh, here she goes again. She's off again. She's going again. Okay. So this isn't perfect to start with. It's not going to be perfect anyway. But what I mean is you're roughly just putting in where you start to want to build these layers up. So don't be afraid with your pencils to do a bigger section, because you're going to mix those colours in anyway. Go over your hair, that's fine, because that will still stand out against the grass. and then just build on that. Just build the layers up on that. Pencil snaps. Oh no, Susie. Okay, now I'm going over. This is going to happen again, Jodie. Wait for it. Earth green, green. Earth green, green. I just need to quit now. It's like I've had a drink. Earth green 172. Honestly, don't even ask where my head is today. I told you it's not with it. It's having one of those days. Oh, I need to just stop talking. Earth green, green. Pencil snap Sam and earth green, green. Oh my God, I'm having one of those days. Okay, I'm just putting some of those colours in together. The earth green yellowish and the earth green green. Let's just like say that word twice because it obviously quite needs it in my opinion. Does anyone else have those days? I'm sure it's my medication. I'm just mixing in. It's more of like a grey green, this one. Now I can start. Earth green, Sam, I know. Take air, Silver. Okay, back to my brown ochre. And now, honestly, I don't know where my brain is today. I'll apologise for myself now. Now I'm putting some of that brown ochre in. And that will just make it like a hay. And I'm sort of going to drop in these like strokes and try not to pencil snap myself. Honestly, you have to, everyone has those days. Everyone has those days. And it just seems my brain is not with it. Yeah, I do. I'm blaming my medicine as well. No, I started, in all fairness, I started a new tablet 2 days ago. So maybe that's getting in my system. I don't know, but it seems like my brain's turned to mush. And yeah, I've had to go on like a nerve blocker to try and help the pain. So I don't think my brain is quite with it at the moment. And I started a new one literally 2 days ago. So it's just got into my system. And I think that might be having a slight effect on, I said my coordination was all off last night. I threw pencil shavings all over the floor because I thought that was a good thing to do. But, you know, this is life. It's life. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit of that brown ochre in there. It just makes it like an aged. We're going to bring that up. Okay. Now with this smoke that we've got going on, I'm going to bring the purple violet in, which is 136. I think I live up there, Susie, to be fair. No, it's just one of those times. It's just life, isn't it? Okay. So just bringing on the smoke from the cauldron. It's just going upwards towards it. Now the background, I think we need to bring in some of those distress inks. I'm going to try them and make that a bit eerie. One second. Yeah, no, I think it is. Martina, go for it. So this, as I said, is just the purple violet in 136. You coloured over. I just wanted it to come up. I haven't, Martina. Do you know? Honestly, I haven't. I was going to. Right, I'm going to grab on. I want this to be like a bit greyed kind of thing. I think we'll go for. And I'll make this stand out amongst it and bring some more twigs in. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to get the distress inks and we're going to go through them and what they are. So I'll be right back. Okay. Let's try this, because I've got an idea and I don't know. Hold on. I nearly knocked the entire setup over there. Yeah, no, fine. It wasn't me. It's the light. The light falling. Right, okay. I told you it's one of those days. Right. Right, here we are. So this was, Desiree had sent me a gift voucher. And thank you so much, Desiree. So we sat there on Amazon one night, me and Desiree, and we were having a look. So I wanted to try these distress inks. So if I pull the camera, there we go. Now, these come in a triple pack. So they're triple packs, and they are, I think it was 6, 5, and 4. Yeah, I think that's it. If you bear with me. Yeah, so 4, 5, and 6 come in one triple pack. And then we had 10, 11, and 12 in another triple pack. So these are brand new. I've not opened them yet, so we can quickly do this while I'm here. So in these triple packs, you can get them individually as this, like it is. So you've got, this is pack 11, and you've got shabby shutters, festive berries, tea dye, milled lavender, and that's one pack. Then in number 12, you've got brushed corduroy, chipped sapphire, aged mahogany pine needles. And then in pack 10, you've got tattered rose, squeezed lemon, iced spruce, and bundled sage. Then in pack 4, you've got more pastel colours. And the pastel colours is spun sugar, scattered straw, evergreen bough, and shaded lilac. And then in pack 6, you've got rusty hinge, which just makes me laugh for a name, broken china, gathered twigs, Victorian velvet. And then in pack 5, you've got barn door, pumice stone, faded jeans, and peeled paint. So you've got quite a few colours. I'm just going to have to lift you up slightly. So you've got a bit, hold on everyone. You've got, but that's it. So I was thinking then you have to buy this separately. Yeah, you can get the complete set, but you can get them in single sets, or you can get them into the sets that they come in. So, and it will tell you on each one what ones they are. So it will have it on the back. It will say like hashtag, and this one's got 11. So a hashtag is just like number. And then you have to buy the mini blending tool, and then on the back there's some extra sponges. But the names are brilliant. So these separate, you get the sponges separate and you get the blender separate, but you can buy those as a double pack as they come. So I thought, what a good thing to try, because this is what we're going to do in our World of Flowers colour along for the background. And I thought, what a great way to try and use them as a first go in the background of this to make it quite like eerie and, you know, see what we can do with them. So I thought maybe we should try something along the lines of like the pumice stone mixed in with maybe like chipped sapphire. Pickle, they could possibly do that. I wouldn't know until we try, but you can buy the blending tool, which will cover bigger areas. So the blending tool looks like those little stamping tools that you used to get in the old days. So we'll open them all on camera now and we'll have a go. So they come with sponges, so you get a couple of sponges in there, and then they've got like a Velcro. So they Velcro on, and you dab away onto the ink, and then you dab onto your page. And these could be really good for backgrounds. I know Zucchini Karen, she's really amazing with these, and she has a good old go with them in her colouring books all the time. So I thought, being that we're here now, we can try and see what they are like. Now you can also buy containers for them. I think go in one of those containers that you can buy, which is one of the, I don't know how many they hold, maybe 12, or you can just get a box for them yourself. They can be bought in the entire set, but these are mini ones, so they're nice and small, and they are, I don't know how highly pigmented they are, but we'll find out. So hold it down, and then you dab your tool. I should imagine a good amount will come off. And this is more like a greeny colour. So you want a good amount off on your blending tool. And you can drag or you can just dab. And they got this, I'm not doing any like fancy stuff with them. I'm just showing you how they would apply. So they kind of just, you know, dab on. So it depends on the type of intensity that you want from each one. Now, you can go to each colour and you can just dab them and see what colours you get. And you can build up on them. So don't forget that you want a good coverage over your entire blending tool. So you've got to get the gist of them, but they will give an effect like vintage effect. And this is just me trying to get them going. So they are sort of something that you have to get used to, and it's just dependent on the ink color, but they will, yeah, the mini ones aren't as expensive. So we're just going to have a go with the background and see what we can do on this. So it will take a minute for the inks to come onto them. I don't know how long you have to hold them down for. Let's have a look. So ways to use the distress inks. Create an aged effect on papers, ribbons, photos, and more anytime, anywhere. Apply the ink directly to the surface and mist with water to create a mottled effect. Use ink on rubber or clear stamps and stencils for a variety of image layers, or blend the ink with the blending tools for a softer shaded look. Hi, Kathy. That's okay, Robin. So you can use this. There's a number of ways you can use them. We're just going to try it for the background and see what we can do in terms of making it look a bit distressed. And that's the whole point in them. They're not supposed to have an even coverage. They're supposed to have a distressed look. And being that this has got an atmosphere to it, this picture, I thought it might be a good idea to try a distress just in the background. And I'm not going to worry about going over that because we're going to go back in with some pen anyway. But the whole point is that they are distressed. You don't want them to be an even coverage. You want a distressed look. So that's the whole point in them. Yeah, that's it. You know, there's so many ways to use it. I'm just going to use it for a distressed look in the background. But you can use it for scrapbooking. You don't have to just use them for your colouring. If you're a scrapbooker, you can use it for that too. So you can get most of the colour off of this. Hold on, let me just get this all off. Start off the page to avoid the sloppy look of the edges. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. It's going to take some getting used to, but that's a highly pigmented one. I'm just having a little... See that one, I'm not doing it in any particular, that's really highly pigmented. And that one is Faded Jeans. And that is a really distressed look. So if you're going around like you've got a coloured wreath, say you've got, 1 minute, let me get around. Say I've coloured a wreath and it's got all the flowers around the edge. And this is a really bad, like I've done all these flowers and I've done all these vines coming off, and yeah, we're doing this lovely wreath and it's all flowery and nice and lovely. And then we want to go around with our distressed look. So we can go around this to say like, this is going to be in moss greens, for instance, and very lightly go around this edge and give it a distressed look. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of looking at it like this. So it's good for like mist. It's good for an atmospheric background. It's good for adding in if you want to build on it and go round. But don't forget, you are going to have a slight look about it. So you might want to, there might be angles to this and you go around. I'm just giving you a little like tip about how I've seen them in action. But this will be our first go. So I'm thinking for first tries and first goes, Oh, bless you, Robin. Hold on, let's zoom you in. So this is a first attempt and we're going to have a little go with it anyway. So we're going to go for a misted effect in her background. And I wanted to try this pumice stone. And pumice stone is a grade effect. It's slightly grayed with a green. And I wanted it for an atmospheric look. So I'm going to go directly to... Hold on. Yeah, that's it. You can go around and make things look vintage. Now put your page protector behind. I'm just going to dab on. And as I said, this one is pumice stone. So it's slightly grayed effect. And I literally just want to go in here. And I can build up to make this atmospheric. So this is why, I mean, I didn't buy the entire set. This was, as I said, generous voucher from our just love us pieces, Miss Desiree. And she was like, you know, spend on what you want. And I was like, if it's going into the channel, that's, you know, that's a given. So I want to try and build on this and see what we can do. So we're going to have the effects of the blending tool slightly, but we can build on that and that's fine. So I'm kind of just going to see what I can do with this on the edging. So I don't mind too much about the blending tool being able to see it. It's going to have like an, I'm going to build on layers and I'm going to add a few bits of blue in there. So I just wanted to see really. So I don't want to go over the area too much, but I wanted to see how it came out. So, you know, this is a first go anyway. Let's bring it on over. Yeah, in a circular motion. So what, like that? See, this is a first go for me and I just wanted to have a good sort of test with them. I'm not going to worry too much about the edging because I just want to have a misty backgrounded effect. So the thing is, you can build on stuff. This doesn't have to be your first go. This doesn't have to be how it will look. You can kind of just build on stuff. I've watched so many videos on YouTube to do with these, and there's lots of ways to use them, and there's lots of ways to have an effect with them. And it's going to just be atmospheric, really. But we can make our own fun with them, can't we? I'm not trying to be perfect with them. I'm not trying them to be neat. I'm just going to see what we can do. So we'll build on it, and we can always add stuff in if we need to. So this is our first round anyway. So the longer you hold down on it, the more pigment you'll get off. Now, I don't want too much, and it's meant to be a more atmospheric look. Oh, so like that way. So like I would with a pastel. Is that what you meant? So just keep rubbing them. Oh yeah. So I'm just going with the flow here. So this is the first time using them, and I will learn as I go along. It's just, you know, I'm seeing it, aren't I, for the first time. Okay, so I want to drop in a little bit of blue into this. So let me see what this one is. Let me see. No, I want a bit bluer. Hold on. So it can be. Ooh. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I do want to put in some of this colour, which is Faded Jeans, but I don't want too much of this. So I'm just going to dab this one. I don't want to circular this one. I just want to dab because I want a very faint effect of this colour because I want her to be a bit more eerie. But I'm trying to avoid. Hold on. So we've got. Oh, hold on. So I'm trying to just go for a bit more of a misted effect. Yeah, zucchini. I just want to dab too. Yeah, it's like a stamper. So I just want to have a go with it really and see if we can cause an atmospheric background. So hold on, I want to kind of blend that out a bit. You know, I could be using this totally wrong, but I don't think there is a wrong way as such to use it. It's just that you go with the flow on how you want it. So I'm trying to buff it in a little bit to, hold on, this will bug me otherwise. So I want this as a blue sky, but I want it as a grey blue. Oh, I've gone quiet for a minute because I'm just concentrating, because if I fade, I want it to be quite deep. So I want it to be blue because it's daytime, but then like a grey blue. So if I bring on back my other colour, I'm just gonna, hold on everyone. I want this quite I want this atmospheric, so I might add some stuff in. Right, so all these little, yeah, that's it. I'm going to take tips from you all that have used these before, because I don't mind starting the page off to have a bit of a dab look, as long as she's got atmospheric. It's got to have more blues in there. Hold on, I need to match the other side. So I am just going to build on that, and we're going to put, we need our black pen to build on some atmosphere in this. Okay, I'm getting all hot now. I got a hold of it now, finally. So these are new to me, and I wanted to have a go with them, and I will make sure I'm used to them. So that was pretty much all I wanted to kind of achieve, was just keep going with it. Now I'm going to add stuff in now, because that was just the base. So I'm going to grab my fine liners a minute, and these little twigs, I'm just going to reapply. And there's some birds and stuff in here that I don't know if you can see, but I'm just going to go around the outline of them, and because I've kind of dabbed them out. And I'm going to bring on some tree trunks that I have taken out in the process. I'm going to add some more in, I think. I'm just going to keep adding. So it doesn't have to be perfect. The whole point in this is that I'm just going to have fun with these first and try and get used to them. So all these little twigs, I'm trying to reapply. So I need to have a little fiddle with them really and get used to them. But I kind of just wanted to keep it as like an atmospheric type thing. Keep her higher. Just kind of keep with it and keep it. I might work on it a little bit. Take care, whoever's going. This one's not working. Okay, bring my pencil in, my black pencil. And then with the windmill, see, it's not going to be perfect first time, and that's okay. I wanted an atmospheric background anyway. But yeah, I'll get the hang of them, and then I'll get used to them. But it's the only way to learn is just dive in there and just try. Okay, so I'm just putting in that windmill in black. So these twigs, I'm just going to bring down a few. Reapply that bird with some black. And I'll just kind of keep with that. And that, oh, hold on. If I put the lighting right over here, because it's a bit too, I just wanted it a bit gloomy. Atmospheric is the word. But the whole point in distress inks is that they are distressed. So I should make sure that's clean. Okay. The whole point in them is that they have a distressed look. So I'm going to have to, you're going to go on a ride a minute, everyone. Right. You were on a ride for a minute. And that is how I think if there's any details that I need to do, I will. But I think that's how I'm going to finish her off. Like, oh my goodness, my camera. I should never have moved it. It's going to be one of those days. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how she turns out, because I'm going to just have to move the camera a minute, everyone. There we go. I'm pretty happy with the atmosphere of her. If I take a picture, you'll see it a bit more clearly, but the camera's a bit washed out at the moment. You have to keep fiddling with the lighting. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how she's come out. I think overall, I'm pretty happy with the palette that I've chose. And if I turn this round, she's got more of an atmosphere to me now. Like, she's got a graveyard look. She's got the blues, the greys, because that could be in the distance, like graveyard, I'd say. And then, you know, it's just kind of kept with the theme of it. I'm pretty happy with how she came out in the end. So, yeah, that's that one. I don't know whether I want to get sloppy and try something else now, or if I will end it there. But if I end it there, I'll open it up as a new stream so that it's, you know, turned into, this is just this, and then the other one can be a new stream. But to be honest, my mouth, Janice, it was a mixture between, it was a mixture between number 10 and number 5. So that was the 2 that I had out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. Ah, thank you. It's just yes, it's like I did that the other day as well. Yesterday I finished that. So there's 2 done by that artist now. Vintage. So I think I will stop on that one. I mean, I could do something else, but I think my brain is not functioning as it should today. So I think we'll leave it there until he started shouting for some peculiar reason. So you're working in the London flight today. Oh, wicked. That's a long old flight from where you are. So we will end it there. So anyone that wanted to know where this was from, it was the Halloween special Colouring Heaven, and it was the last picture in there by Enys Gurerro. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dash, as well. No, I don't think so, Robin. I wouldn't imagine so. It's an ink, so it looks, no, it doesn't look like it needs to be fixed. But you might want to but I think it would, if you wet it, it might have an effect on it. So I wouldn't say so. But thank you so much. I'll be around on Tuesday, normal time. We'll be starting something new. Thank you so much, Dash, for the super chat earlier. Bless you. That was very kind of you. And it will go towards the next haul. And anything for the channel that it will go on, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's distressing. So thank you ever so much. You all have an amazing weekend. Back at you. And I will see you hopefully on Tuesday. Take care, everyone. Bye.